a little bit about me and about what I'm speaking about today is for a long time now I've had a philosophy that say yes, ask questions later on. So when I got a phone call to do this presentation today, I said yes, and it was like social capital. And you would say, why would you do this to yourself? Say yes and then worry about it later on. Because it's a part of my philosophy that if you do that, then you're going to learn things and you're going to meet new people. So what I did this week is I sent messages out in my networks to ask people what they thought social capital was. And because it's not a term that I use myself personally. And it was a great exercise because it made me feel not so bad for not really knowing what it meant. So it appears that I'm actually living in a space of social capital all the time. It's just networking, it's just connecting. And I'll give you a couple of things about that as we move along. So I value my bonds and my friendships with people, and I try and help create bridges with people to the bigger chain and the links that are out there for us to do that. So who am I and what do I do? My name's Kim Cahill. I run a social media platform called Toowoomba and Darling Downs that celebrates and connects local people, places, events, food and business. From that grew KCSMS, which is helping people with social media. So that's just a bit of what I do. So does this come easy to me standing up here in front of you doing this today? No, it doesn't, especially from a person who is an empath and wants to help everybody, and especially from the point of view of suffering at times from anxiety. Does anybody relate? So I'm saying this all with a purpose, and I actually put it on my social media platforms before I come in here, on my LinkedIn if you want to have a look at that, and on my personal platforms as well, because my philosophy is I want to be real and authentic at all times. So that was my little introduction, and I've got a couple of little photos here that I'm going to use for myself to keep me on track to that 9 minutes. So when I asked my friends what social capital meant, they said, to me, it's all about how many people you are connected to and have built a relationship with. As we all know, it's who you know, not what you know, that brings opportunity. That was one person. Another one said, all of my children started working through who they knew, not what they knew. It added strength and credibility to their position. This is another one. For me, it's about how I can be of value to someone else's life. The feel-good stuff, like making time for people and doing things that cost you, not necessarily money, for my community. Don't I have a nice network? All these lovely things. And then the last one from my solicitor friend, she said, the networks of relationships among people who live and work in a particular society, enabling that society to function effectively. Oh, I've got one more. Very successful business lady in town said, my strength of presence over multiple social media platforms, the more that I can actively participate and manage that well, I'd call that my social capital. So these are all great tips that I got from them. But I wondered what you thought. Is there something that you've thought about with social capital that you think's different to that? Does anybody want to offer up something that I've missed or that you think social capital is? Do you use that term? Is it something that's part of your everyday life or not? Too late in the day to think, isn't it? So there's 3 types of social capital. Bonding, our friendships. And I asked Katie not to race out the door because Katie's a friend of mine. Katie and I have known each other for a long time. Katie and I established a group called Job Hotspot during COVID to help people find jobs. Katie looks after that exclusively herself now, but that's the bonding part of it, those friendship circles. Then there's the bridging circles. Prince and I met last year through an event that I was speaking at, and we've become friends, and we've had a lot to do with each other as friendships and through business as well, referring things over the last 12 months. And then there's the chains or the linkings, such as in this room here today, where I don't know more people in this room than what I do know. So that's an absolutely great situation to be in. We all want fairness in recruiting. However, many jobs are filled without being advertised. So the old who you know, not what you know thing, again, coming out there. And the importance of social capital possibly has traditionally disadvantaged some people. Now, I know that this will hit home with some people when they think about this, because I can resonate with this from people that I know, multicultural people, our traditional owners or Aboriginals, women, and. So you'll start to think of the other ones as well. But that's changing as there are more opportunities to meet and network with others outside our immediate circles. So for me today, I asked a colleague what they thought was the most important thing. And I really respect this guy. He is the nicest guy. And he said that's his key, is to be a nice person. So it's not all about a lot of other things that people think about. He says his way of being socially connected and keeping his name out there is to be a nice person. I thought that was really good. So I have got my notes here. I have got an executive summary. If anybody would like that, I can send that to you. My business cards are in the very colourful purse over there that you can get before you go, and I'll send you out an executive summary on this. So for me, what I do with social media and connecting people, that's the whole different world that we're in now, isn't it? With Facebook, LinkedIn, and who was talking about using Tinder and that sort of stuff as a form to connect with people. So I love it, I'm passionate about it, I'm passionate about helping people, and I'm passionate about our community. And if I can help anybody in this room be more connected, meet new people, find different ways, or just have a conversation and a chat and bounce some ideas, I'd be more than happy to do that. So I hope that you've had a wonderful day today, that you've learned heaps, and that you can enjoy your morning or your afternoon tea here and have a great weekend. Thanks very much for having me.